We kill them all. We smash their skulls to destroy their brains.
That's a lot of killing, even for us.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 most violent moments on British TV.
Don't even think about it.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at shockingly violent moments that have aired on British television. Let us know in the comments if you think any of these scenes were too extreme. Number 10. Threads. It's not really one specific moment in Threads we're talking about, but rather the entire 2-hour horror show that traumatised multiple generations of British children. In its gritty, realistic portrayal of the nuclear apocalypse coming to Sheffield, Threads was a vision of the future that nobody in the 1980s wanted to come true, but at the time seemed inevitable.
The first fallout dust settles on Sheffield. It's an hour and 25 minutes after the attack.
We see people slowly succumb to the effects of radiation sickness as their makeshift shelters do nothing for them. The city lying in ruins with nobody coming to help. Eventually, what's left of the government rolls in to impose martial law and capital punishment, leading to public executions.
Up against the wall! Do you know the penalty for looting?
I ain't looting.
Quiet!
Searching empty houses.
Shut up!
What choice have we got?
We were hungry.
What else can we do, eh? We're starving.
Number 9. Cheerleaders, Misfits. We could have picked Nathan getting impaled, or any of the sickening cheese-related murders from Series 2, but we're going with Series 3's Zombie Apocalypse, and the subsequent cheerleader massacre.
What happened?
It was a cat. It was eating her face. When they came after me, it's gone psycho.
Through doing some shady deals with Seth, Curtis ends up with the power to bring people back to life, with the side effect that they become zombies. He brings back an old lady's cat, Mr. Miggles, who soon kills his owner.
We can't let Mr. Miggles get out of the community centre.
Right, well, put yourself in his paws and find out where he is, yeah?
I think you can probably guess where it is.
The gang then take Mr. Miggles, and he accidentally gets loose in the community centre, spreading his contagion to a group of cheerleaders.
Mr. Miggles got loose.
Might have infected 1 or 2 cheerleaders.
Infected all of them.
All the cheerleaders need to be hunted down and killed, primarily using improvised, blunt objects. Nasty. Number 8. Hockey Stick, EastEnders. This soap is well known for its violence, which has gotten it in lots of trouble over the years. But we're going with the shocking attack on Jane Beale by her adoptive son, Bobby.
Look, Bobby, darling.
I gave you loads of chances to tell me, but you didn't.
I know, we were just waiting to get
that's
this
more
wedding out of the
important.
way. No, of course not.
After having a relatively normal row between a mother and teenager, Bobby resorts to clubbing Jane around the back of the head with a hockey stick multiple times, spattering blood all over the wedding cake. And it turns out this wasn't the only act of extreme violence committed by Bobby, as we eventually found out that he had murdered his own sister, Lucy.
Whatever she says, she started it. She made everyone unhappy.
He changed his ways after getting sent down, but it was horrific to see such a young child commit such crimes. Number 7. Helens Death, Spooks. Who can forget this moment, appearing in just the second ever episode of tense spy drama Spooks? Helen met a very untimely end after going undercover with leading man Tom Quinn, the pair posing as teachers to ingratiate themselves with Robert Osborne, a right-wing extremist.
I don't think you understand. You're used to dealing with the skinhead lads. The dropouts, the lowlifes, but we're officer class, you see.
Osborne also happened to own a waste management factory containing a deep fat fryer, perfect for violent interrogations. This is where he takes Tom, Helen, and his own long-suffering wife after they're rumbled.
Not anymore! Let her go! I'll give you what you want! No!
Helen's eventually killed off by getting her head shoved in the fryer. A visually upsetting scene you won't forget in a hurry. Matthew McFadden narrowly escapes the same fate. Number 6. Catherine vs. Tommy, Happy Valley.
What dog? Oh, it's... Why's he got a dog in the cellar? It's... Show me then.
One of the most twisted villains in television history, we couldn't look away when Catherine finally tracked down Tommy Lee Royce and Anne Gallagher, who he'd been holding captive for days as part of a ransom plot. When Tommy returned to his hideout and found Catherine in the cellar, there was a nasty fight, and Catherine probably would have died if not for her pepper spray. Tommy beat her within an inch of her life and fled the scene, though not before Anne was able to crawl out of the house with Catherine and radio for help. Catherine ended up in the hospital for a month because her injuries were so severe.
I want the on-call DI, I want HMIT, I want CSI. This is the attempted murder of a police officer.
Number 5. Simon Walker's Death, Hollyoaks. More soaps, Hollyoaks is perhaps just as violent as EastEnders. In this 2013 episode, the long-running feud between Simon and Brendan finally reached its conclusion, as the two come to blows on an active train track.
You just kept coming, didn't you? Which begs the question, what does this world want me to be?
To cut a long story short, he was pushed into the path of an oncoming train by Brendan, killing him instantly. Brendan was sent to prison, but the damage was done. Channel 4 got into a lot of trouble with Ofcom over this particular stunt. They aired such a violent death scene before the watershed, leading to complaints that children were watching since this all happened at 6:30. Number 4. The Tram Crash, Coronation Street. Nothing nice can ever happen for a soap anniversary special. Instead, the writers always decide to put their characters through hell. And that is exactly what happened for Corrie's big 50th anniversary blowout, dubbed Tram Crash Week, because of the terrible crash that killed off 4 characters. It was made all the more shocking because they broadcast it live. Those actors were pretending to die in real time, not to mention Jenny McAlpine acting out a live childbirth. The corner shop was destroyed, people were trapped under rubble, and Ashley, Molly and Charlotte all died, the latter being violently murdered. Number 3. Countryside, Torchwood.
17 disappearances within the last 5 months. Police are clueless.
Doctor Who for grown-ups, Torchwood always had plenty of graphic moments. All the affairs, Jack's many deaths, and even an overflow camp subplot in Series 4.
Okay?
In there. Well, they're coming back to warn you.
Oh my god. But Countryside in Series 1 was a grotesque episode. The team go to investigate a village where people have been going missing, thinking the rift underneath Cardiff might have grown.
There's dozens of them.
Oh my god.
How many people have been down here?
And what happened to them?
But the shocking twist is that there's nothing alien or supernatural about the disappearances. The rural Welsh village is occupied by cannibals, luring people to their deaths and then eating them, all for the sheer thrill of it. The entire episode is packed with violence and gore from start to finish. Number 2. Val's Death, Emmerdale. You just don't expect somebody to get decapitated during prime time, but that's what happened to Val Pollard.
Oh, you're joking me. You're joking. The one time I do something nice, the one time.
A series of unfortunate events led to Val getting trapped in a mirror maze after a catastrophic helicopter crash. She was stuck under that rubble for hours, only for a huge slab of glass to come crashing down on her just as she was about to be rescued.
Come on then. Do your worst.
The actress who played Val, Charlie Hardwick, wasn't too happy about the brutal way her character was killed off. Not just because of how horrific it was, but also because it would mean she'd never be able to come back, other than as a ghost, of course.
I'm Valerie Pollard, of the Valerie Pollard Foundation. I'm Val.
Number 1. Underground Brawl, Gangs of London. Touted by many as one of the most violent shows in television history, Gangs of London could even give Game of Thrones a run for its money.
Do right to be glad he let you live. I'll bag up the money.
Not only does the first episode open with Joe Cole setting someone on fire, but there are a handful of extremely violent brawls involving Elliot Finch, the undercover copper.
Step back for us. I said, step back, please.
By the end of the first episode, Elliot has found where the people responsible for Finn Wallace's assassination have been hiding out, and gets in a nasty fight with their enforcer. It takes someone with a lot of willpower to watch this scene play out in its entirety without looking away.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.